Lovely. Welcome, everybody. Very good big welcome to our newbies at the back there. Thank you for coming back. Slight change to, we've got it listed on the website wrong because the clocks went back and that didn't update. It's better now, I'm sure, but these poor people arrived at 5:30. Bless you for coming back. Right, okay, so good evening to everyone in church and to all those watching online. I can see Sarah's on, Cheryl, hi Jacqueline, Michael Swindells, hello. Thank you for joining us online. We've got a lovely evening lined up for you all. We've got our wonderful Chris King in church, friend of the church for many years. Oh yes, many years. Love that. And Tony Swindells is in the background online for all of you watching. Hi Tony, can't see you, but sending our love from church. Hope you have a lovely evening. Right, okay, so we will now go over to Chris in church to open the service in prayer, and this will be followed by the Lord's Prayer that we'll all say together. Thank you. Thank you. Please, friends. Divine Spirit, we thank you for bringing us all together this evening, and we ask for all our loved ones in spirit to join with us. And I ask my guides, my helpers, my draw close to prove that everlasting life and the everlasting love. We ask for healing to go out throughout the world, wherever it's needed, especially in the war-torn areas at this time. But for all of those that need healing, whether it's mind, body or spirit, we ask for you to give them your guidance and your love. We ask, of course, for healing for Mother Earth, for the animals and for the plant kingdom. Tonight I ask that my messages and the address go to the people that need them the most, but that everyone takes something with them from this service, which I leave in Spirit's hands. Amen.
Amen. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Thine is the kingdom, the power and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
Thank you. Right, okay, so I will now light our candle here in church. I'll just keep smiling because we've got people in church that haven't been for a while and new people. It's really excited. Just want to go out and give hugs. We will light our church candle, and as we do that, we think of our loved ones in spirit, always invite their energy to come close to ours. And we think of our own light inside, expanding that out into our aura as much as we can, so that hopefully we have some positive effect on the people that we meet. And that's all really that we can do sometimes, but it's a lovely thing to do all the same. So let me light the church candle. It's there. I'm too full of love. There we go. Lovely. Right, okay, so may this candle share its light with us. May the fire help us to burn out the impurities that we might hold within. May its flame bring warmth into our hearts and allow us to be beacons of light for all those that come close, so that they may too be surrounded by the light. Okay, so if there's anybody online that hasn't yet put names down for healing, please do so. I'll try and catch those names on at the end of our list. We've got our list here in church. So this is the time where we open up our heart centres. We focus our thoughts on love, on light, positivity and healing vibrations, and we send that out to the world. So let's do that now for a moment, and I will get the names. So think of expanding that heart centre that we've all got within. Focus on love and healing. So I will read the names from our church healing book and then offer a healing prayer. So tonight our prayers are asked for Sonia, Holly and Tony, Kathy and Ben, Moira and Nick, Paul and Sam, Helen and John, Ben, Sonic the bird, Maggie and Dougie, Jenny, David, Toby, Terry, Martin, Joe, Carol and Bill, Hazel, Justin, Carly, Darren, Claire, Derrin, Lorraine, Lorna and Casey, Anne, Tony, Frankie and Bobby, Kelly, Annabelle and Bobby, Cameron, Denzel the rabbit and Gus Gus the rat. And we also have Leanne, Tony and Ashley, Cheryl, Leslie Palmer, Alan Drain, Lisa Drain, Claire Bradwell, Donna, Amanda, Arthur and Elby, Irene Swindells, Julie and Luke, April Fitzpatrick Keane, lovely, Sam the horse. So please do join with me now in our healing prayer as we connect together, both in church and together online. Dear Heavenly Father, we join our thoughts, our hearts, our energies together now to send out healing love and light to all of those who need it. And as we join together, we ask that the healing energies created, that they radiate out to the world, to those war-torn parts of the world that are suffering and struggling at this time. And we also ask that all those that we've named tonight or thought about tonight, we ask that they each receive a sense of comfort, calm, feel a sense that this healing energy is helping them, whatever their need may be tonight. And of course, if there are any extra healing energies left over, we ask that they be sent to those who need it most. We ask that those that have the power to make those positive changes, that they also receive some of this love light, that they may make decisions that benefit mankind and our planet. Feelings of peace, of love. And we also think of our animal kingdom, the world of nature, and our planet. And we ask that one day soon we may find world peace for everybody and every living thing. We ask all of this in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Amen. And also healing thoughts to Jacqueline and her mum, May. So we'll now have a minute's silence, continue to send that energy out, those loving hearts. Feel that energy radiating out to all those that we've named and to the world. And this will be broken by the hymn, Gracious Spirit. It is in the front of your purple books. Thank you. Okay, so now it's time for our Bible reading. I'll invite our lovely Peter up. You're looking very smart today, Peter.
Is that right?
Bit of healing green, I love it.
I wonder who this guy is you keep introducing. Hello.
Always look smart, sorry.
Evening all, and all those online. Lovely to have you with us. Tonight's reading relates to the resurrection of the body from the grave, and reminds us in Genesis that the first man is from the dust of the earth, and our body returns to the dust of the earth, and our spiritual body arises from within. As a Christian spiritualist church, we consider our Bible readings as an important part of our service. It is as current today as when it was first written. The more I delve into it, the more it demonstrates our journey through our lifetimes. It demonstrates our many weaknesses that we have to overcome. I will try to pick out some of these points in future readings. Keep in mind that the story of the Bible is about people, their depths and their heights. We will also cover hymns, their origin and their power to teach us through song. It's a great healing power. The reading tonight is taken from 1 Corinthians, the resurrection of the body. It's worth bearing in mind that each section refers back to other parts of the Bible. In this reading, we are taken back to the beginning, in other words, Genesis, dealing with God's creations. It also brings to mind of God's creation of man, firstly from the dust of the earth, human of humus of the earth, and then in spirit. Established now two parts. Two parts to note: the spirit of the humans are raised, the Christ Jesus ascends. Quite different explanations. Also note, the seed in all things have to be sown to produce the product. Man is no different. Spirit, of course, descends into man. Remember the dove. We have it on our cross there today. The resurrections, 1 Corinthians 15, 35 to 53. But someone will ask, how are the dead raised? What kind of body will they come? How foolish. What you sow does not come to life unless it dies. When you sow, you do not plant the body that will be, but just a seed, perhaps of wheat or something else. But God gives it a body as he has determined, and to each kind of seed he gives its own body. Not all flesh is the same. People have one kind of flesh, animals another, birds another, and fish another. There are also heavenly bodies, and there are earthly bodies. But the splendour of the heavenly bodies is one kind, and the splendour of the earthly bodies is another. The sun has one kind of splendour, the moon another, and the stars another. The star differs from star in splendour. So will it be with the resurrection of the dead. The body that is sown is perishable, it is raised imperishable. It is sown in dishonour, it is raised in glory. It is sown in weakness, it is raised in power. It is sown a natural body, it is raised a spiritual body. If there is a natural body, there is a spiritual body. So it is written. The first man, Adam, became a living being. The last Adam, a life-giving spirit. The spiritual did not come first, but the natural, and after that the spiritual. The first man was of the dust of the earth. The second man is of heaven. As was the earthly man, so are those who are of the earth. And as is the heavenly man, so are those who are of the heavens. And just as we have borne the image of the earthly man, so we shall bear the image of the heavenly man. I declare to you, brothers and sisters, that flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of God, nor does the perishable inherit the imperishable. Listen, I tell you a mystery. We will not all sleep, but we will all be changed. In a flash, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trumpet. For the trumpet will sound, the dead will be raised, and imperished, and we will be changed. For the perishable must clothe itself with the imperishable, and the mortal with immortality. God bless that reading. Thank you.
God bless. Thank you, Peter. Right, okay, so time for us to say goodbye to everybody watching online. Thank you all for joining us, and we'll hand you over to the capable hands of Tony Swindells. I'm sure you're going to have a wonderful evening. Lots of love to you all, and Tony, I hope you're well. Mwah.
Good evening, everybody. Hello and welcome. It's so lovely to see so many people watching online tonight. Let me just swivel my camera around a bit. You've got my husband lying on the sofa in shop there.
Covers his belly up.
Yeah. And thank you for the lovely reading that was just shared in church. It was really nice. It is nice to see some of the people who watch my services bopping over tonight and watching here as well. Thundersley is a lovely church, and fingers crossed you will have a really good service. I certainly will do my best. I leave myself in the hands of my guides and inspirers, and I'm just waiting for them to inspire me about what they want me to talk about in an address tonight. What I do want to say is that what's resonating with me at the minute is something about doing my best and striving to do your best. Many years ago, I found myself walking into a spiritualist church in Rotherham, where I live, and I'd never been in a church before, a spiritualist church before. I didn't have a clue what was going on. It was an open circle that they were doing, so I just sat on a chair and slid down and hoped to goodness nobody would speak to me or make eye contact with me, because I didn't know what it was all about. And people were getting up and talking and giving messages, and I was a little bit in awe and wondering where this was coming from and what people were talking about. But sorry, somebody just mouthed at me, "Do you want a cup of coffee?" I was like, "Oh God, yes, please." I wanted to understand. I wanted to get to know what was going on. And at the end of the service, they closed in prayer, and people were having a cup of tea and a cup of coffee. And the president of the church walked over and said, "You should have given your messages. It's everybody's open circle, not just working mediums. Anybody can get up and give a message off." And I said, "Don't know what you're talking about." Didn't have anything to give off. And they said, "Yeah, she said there was a lady standing behind you who was about a year tall, had grey hair and a pinny on, and described perfectly my maternal grandmother, who had passed to the world of spirit when I was about 3 or 4. and I only remembered her from pictures and photographs and snippets of memory that you get. And she said, Jean told me that she was saying to me that I could work with spirit. They have tried on several occasions, and I knew of instances when I was getting bits of information that weren't from any earthly place, and I knew things I couldn't possibly know. And I said, yeah, I understand that. And I understand the lady that you described. And Jean was telling me about how this lady had stomach problems. Well, my grandmother died from stomach cancer, so that made sense as well. And she said, but what this lady is saying is that they have tried now, and if you don't want to work, that's fine. They will leave you in peace from now on. And I went home and I contemplated on what was said. And I said, all right, if you want me to work, I'll work. Show me what you want me to do. And I went back to church and told Jean I would like to learn. So Jean took me under her wing and mentored me. And yeah, I developed quite quickly because I just threw myself at it, because I wanted to do my best for spirit and for the people that wanted messages and things. So thank you. I was given 110% to it, and I ended up going up on rostrums with Jean and her friend and giving odd messages, and they got longer messages, and Jean told me how to make them into a full message with a beginning, a middle, and an end, and how to connect truly with spirit, which is what I like to do. So it's about, if you want to do anything, do your best at it. Always try and give it 100%. He's rattling sweet papers. I'm going to smack him in a minute. I don't condone violence, but I will. Yeah, give it 110%. Always want to do your best, especially when you're working for God, for Christ, and for Spirit, because the more you give to God, to Christ, and to Spirit, you get back from them that and more. And it's really important to want to do your best with the realm of spirit, because they want to prove to you that life is eternal, that there is no death, there is a physical death. And should you want to work with them, they will work with you. They will. It may not be giving spiritual messages, it could be healing, it could be ministering, which is something I've undertaken. I did a course, and I went to I was ordained as a spiritual minister, and we stepped away from the organisation that we were under and set up a new organisation called the Independent Spiritualist Alliance. And we want to minister to people, we want to reach out to people, and even if they don't believe in spirit world, you can still inspire people, you can still show people the truth. Somebody summed it up beautifully for me. Somebody said they would like to become a minister, to be ordained as a reverend. So I went to their house and had a talk and said, why do you want to, what is it about ministry that's attracting you? And they said, it's about, I don't know. She said, I know. You know, in going back a few years, in the olden days when you used to go to the cinema and the film had already started and the lights were down, and the usher at the back would have a torch and shine the light on the steps to show you how to where to go to get to a seat. That's like ministry, isn't it? You're shining your light out to help people in the darkness find their way to safety. And I thought, wow, that is an amazing way to put it. I hadn't even thought of it in those terms, but yes, that is exactly it. We as spiritualists, as Christian spiritualists, have to shine our light out into the world to illuminate the darkness for people and to show them the way back to safety, to God, to Christ. And through Christ, we have the way to eternal life. And that's what I wanted to talk about. Well, that's what Spirit wanted me to talk about tonight. So God bless and thank you so much for listening to me. For those of you who haven't seen me work before, I can't go and grab Spirit and bring them forward. They come to me and they start giving me evidence about themselves. And if it resonates with you, please drop a message. Say, yeah, I can take this, or no, don't understand it. But please just know that if you want your loved one to come forward, just send out a thought, a prayer, ask them to come to me, and I will give evidence. And if, like I say, if you understand it, drop a message and just say, yeah, Tony, this sounds like somebody I know. Don't tell me who, don't tell me your relation, because I want that to come through as evidence, because it's my job to prove to you who I'm working with, not your job to tell me and then me to say, I was just going to say that. That's not how I want to work. I say, don't feed the medium. I've already had my tea. So, okay. Thank you for all the lovely comments on my nails. When I was medically retired from work, I couldn't think what to do, but I'd always had really long nails. And I thought, well, I've always had long nails. Tell you what, I'll learn how to do them properly. So I went and did an acrylic and gel nail course. So I now do nails. Well, I do my nails and other people's nails. I've had my tea, as in food, David. David Bradwell is the person who's just made me a cup of tea, which was very nice of him. He came all the way from his caravan next door but one. Coffee. There you go. Okay. Mel, that doesn't help. I don't know where you are. If you can drop a comment saying where you are, if you're local, I would go and I'll happy to do you something else. Okay. I have a lady who's connecting with me. The lady, she's bringing her energy forward to me. She's making me feel quite achy around the back. So this lady would have had back issues before she passed, because I've got a really achy back. I've also got a tightness across my chest. I don't know if that's something she's acknowledging here, because I can feel healing for it. So probably somebody Earth side of life has an issue around the chest, because I can feel heat across it, which for me is a sign that they are giving healing for it. I want to say this lady is coming on a very maternal line. So mum, grandma, or somebody who was like a mum while she was Earth side of life. She's okay. She's talking about a bit of a struggle prior to her passing. Sorry, the chest thing's really getting to me. Yeah, she would have had issues with the chest as well, because she's given me that condition as a passing condition. So I want to reference a lady who would have had a lung heart issue prior to her transition to the world of spirit. She wants me to, Sheena, you have Right. Okay. Right. Listening. Sheena, if I've just asked for something to see if this is for you, would you understand why she's given me the 21st of a month? 21st of a month. If I get a date, it can be a little bit off, 20th, 21st, 22nd, but around there would be significant for you. Tina, you can take it, and you've got COVID now. Oh, God bless you. God bless you. I'll add you to my healing list. All right. And the month of April we're in April now, aren't we? But the month of April, around now, there must be something like an anniversary or a birthday, because I can see the month of April as being significant as well. All right, bless you. Okay. This lady has got a wicked sense of humour as well, because the way she's giving me the information is very, very funny. And she's also taking me right up to the month of September as well. So September must be some significant for birthdays, anniversaries, or passings as well. Okay. This lady's making me feel like she would have been very particular about her appearance, because I want to straighten my cardigan up and I want to make sure everything's just so. So she would have been very particular about her appearance. And she is saying to me to pass on thanks for keeping her tidy. She said, people kept me tidy. People kept me tidy. So you must have looked after her and brushed her hair and did a bit of makeup with her while she was poorly. So she wants to thank somebody for that. Okay. She's talking about trousers. So I don't know if she didn't like trousers or she liked to wear trousers, but she's talking about Right, no, she's telling me trousers were more comfortable and they kept your legs warm, so she must have liked to wear trousers. And she's talking about she would have gone and had her hair done on a regular basis. I don't know if this was weekly, fortnightly, but I would have had my hair done and I can see like a wave in it, so I don't know if she had like a demi wave put in or had it set, but she's I don't know. I don't do much with my hair, as you can see. Tina, you did for your mum and she wore trousers. Thank you, because I do feel like I like my trousers because they keep your legs warm, is what she's saying to me. All right. Okay, Tina, Corey, the people who are in, could you understand why she's telling me? But in my day, I would have had a skirt on because I had a good set of legs. So in her day, she's saying I had a good set of legs. Her words, not mine. And she's right, but she's saying that prior to her passing, she lost her figure a bit. I don't know what that means. I don't know whether she means that she went thin or she put a bit on, but she's saying I lost my figure a little. Okay. Sorry about my dog. He's decided he wants to complain. All right. Okay. She's telling me that whoever this message is for, there are important decisions to be made. So around you and your family, there must be important decisions to be made, because I can see the weighing scales. So somebody is weighing up the pros and cons of things. And she's also saying that we've come to a bit of a T-junction, so we must turn left and we must turn right, but we can't go on. So we can't go on the way things are, if that makes sense. All right. I don't like giving names. I don't like giving names out, but you would understand. Right. Would you understand Chris this must be a Chris. I don't know if it's Christine, Christopher, but you would understand a Chris. Here. Chris is here, and Chris needs a thought sending. So please, can we send some thoughts out to Chris, please? And all right. And I want to. I'm not going to, but I want to sing Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Skies Are Blue. I'm not singing it. You'd all switch off, and there would be no point to this because it's. I would empty the place because I really can't sing. I really can't sing. So, okay. And I want to acknowledge the hospital visits or the doctor's visits because I can see medical appointments that I need to acknowledge, please. And also that they are... I feel like this is more of an MOT than there is an issue. So you would understand where somebody's having just general checkup to make sure things are going along okay, and not it's. I'm not going to say it's nothing major. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but there's checkups, there's MOTs going on. All right, bless you. All right, I'm okay. She's pulling her energy back, but she wants me to play with my engagement ring, so you would understand where there are rings from the world of spirit, and I can see a sapphire ring. I don't know if this is a dress ring or an engagement ring, but I can see a sapphire ring that I need to acknowledge as well. All right. And as she keeps saying she's pulling her energy away, but she doesn't seem to want to. You would understand where this lady would have been like that. It would have been like, I'm going. And like an hour later, you'd still be there. But she was going. She's going. But she says she wants me to give... go on, what they call those black licorice Pontefract cakes. Licorice Pontefract cakes. Must be significant. Somebody really likes licorice, especially these Pontefract cakes, and licorice all sorts as well that I need to acknowledge, and mint imperials as well. And she is pulling her energy away, so I will say God bless and thank you. Thank you for working with me. I'm sorry I couldn't split it down anymore. Okay. I used to get those blackjacks when I was at school. Sheena, loved them. And what was the other one? Fruit salads. Fruit salads were the other ones, weren't they, with the stripes? Okay. Well, thank you, everybody. It's spirit. I only give what spirit give me. Okay, where are we going? Right, I've a lady and a gentleman that have come and joined me, and they've come one either side of me, so I know they came together, and I know that there would have been a connection. So they are either husband and wife, brother and sister, or something on this line, but there is a connection between them. I feel these were they're going like this. So that they were inseparable. Bless them. They were inseparable. The lady's bringing her energy forward for me first, and as she's bringing her energy forward for me, I want to say this lady is very gentle the way she's giving her energy to me. I feel very warm with her, so there's a warm, loving energy about her, and I feel my heart is expanding and expanding, so I know this lady has a lot of love that she wants to give. April, all I can say is that they are connected. and it's a close bond, so it's either husband, wife, brother, sister, but they are connected. All right. The lady is telling me that she was very good at robbing Peter to pay Paul. So I know that this lady is saying that times weren't always the easiest for her, and sometimes she needed to stretch things out and make do and mend. I know she wouldn't have liked to, but she used to mend things and make things last. So and she would make a lot of like stews and soups and things, because you could make a lot out of a little, if that makes sense. But she's saying that didn't matter, because as long as everybody was happy and healthy, that's what was the important thing. Other things were just things and nice to haves, but happiness and health were the most important things that you can have. Okay. She's also talking about, I know we are going back a little bit of things, with things here, because she's talking about they used to leave, they used to have jars or something where they would put the money in. So it was like rent money went in one, electric money went in another, gas money went in another, insurance money went in another, that type of thing. So you'd get your salary or your pay packet and then divide it up, so you knew that what you had left in your purse was yours, and then you can plan things out after that. Okay, bless. Lovely lady, a really nice lady. I'm getting the sense of a lady who was very knowledgeable as well. She knew quite a lot about a lot of things, if that makes sense. And she's also saying that the person she's connecting with here is very much like that as well. You have a breadth of knowledge about things, and very different things as well. So you might know a bit about cars and a bit about horses and a bit about dogs and a bit, you know what I mean? You know quite a lot about lots of things. All right. She's telling me that there's a younger male here. So if we go down generations, like I see, she'd be here, then you, and then grandchildren and great-grandchildren, and so we go down. I want to come down a generation or two, and I want to say that there's a male energy that she's saying has it. They have it. They've got the brain power to do what they want to do, but it's getting them to actually do something that's frustrating, and you must be getting frustrated with this, because she's saying that she is as well. All right. They need to just put their foot on the accelerator a little bit and just power through things and get on with things and get things done. Yeah, April, it's about that generation. So I know I'm coming down from her and possibly down again. So son, grandson, but yeah, they need to get on. They need to get on. They need to do it. They need to do it is what she's saying. And again, going back to the address at the beginning, she's saying 80%'s not enough. 80%'s not enough. You need to go for it. You need to go for it. You need to make sure you're doing your best. Always do your best. And then if you do your best and you get a C or a B or whatever, then at least you know you've done your best. It doesn't matter what grade you get, as long as you've done your best, it doesn't matter. But you need to go for it. Sorry, she's making my mouth go really dry. You would understand a diabetic type condition as well, because I've got a really, really dry mouth. It's almost like sandpaper. I'm not saying what she's just said. She says it's like the paper at the bottom of a budgie's cage. But she's saying it's somebody would have had this condition or have this condition because she's. I've just had a drink of my coffee and I've still got a really, really dry mouth. Okay. On the ornament I've got on my window, there's a dragonfly. Somebody would like dragonflies and butterflies and things like this. I don't know if it's a wallpaper or paintings or something, but I can see dragonflies, butterflies and things. So you would understand, please, where somebody likes or liked butterflies, dragonflies and things. You would understand as well why she's saying to me that there is somebody around who... Right, I'll explain what I'm seeing and then we can go from there. She's showing me a jigsaw and it's like somebody's got to the point where all of the pieces fit. So somebody's just found their niche. Somebody's just found their way, and I can. Don't ask me why hubby is stood up and waving. It never mind. We've just suddenly become comfortable with us and who we are and where we want to go and what we want to do in life, and all the pieces have just suddenly sort of clicked into place. And I want to go about a year for this. So over the last year, things have just gone like click, 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 click. And it's like, I get it. I see. I'm happy. I can do what I want to do. All right. Also, I want to talk about a distancing. So either a distancing in a family or a physical distancing with somebody. So like one person lives there and another person lives like hundreds of miles away, or an emotional distance, but there's something about a distancing in a family that she wants to acknowledge. Bless. Sean, that's lovely. A jigsaw with pictures of all of the children. That's really nice. I like that. As you can see, I wear necklaces. She's acknowledging this. So there's a necklace that's come through the family. So it's either a cross or a locket or something, but there's a necklace that means a lot in the family. And the gentleman's just jumped in and said, my watch. So there's a gentleman's watch that is here from the world of spirit, and it stopped. I thought he was going to give me the time it stopped at now, but he hasn't. He's just said it stopped. All right. Okay. All right. I want to also acknowledge that somebody's looking for the change around a career or I want to stick with career, a job. So either they're ready for the next step in their job, or they're ready for the next job. But it's like I want to move jobs or move position within the job I'm doing now. But that she just wants to acknowledge somebody's talking about this change in job. All right. I don't know if this is relevant to the watch, but she's talking about 10 past 2. So, Jackie, mental health. That's amazing. Right. Okay. I've got George is a really not common name, but it's a well used name. But I've got George that they want to shout in. I don't know if George is spirit side or here, and they also want to acknowledge the child in the world of spirit. and I feel this child touched earth plane. So it either went just after birth or a few years after birth, but I know it didn't get into teens and adulthood, the child. Jan, your dad's name is George. Would you understand a Daisy as well? I know I've got a friend, David's sister is Daisy, but I'm hearing it coming from the world of spirit. So you would understand a Daisy. Okay. And somebody had red hair. Somebody in spirit had red hair because they said it's, they got teased about it. About having this red hair. Bless. That's not fair. You can't help what colour hair you've got. Okay, bless you. All right. I want to talk about the 4 connected with the family. The 4 connected with the family. It could be mum and dad and 2 children, or 4 children, 4 grandchildren, but I've got 4 connected to the family that she wants to acknowledge. And, oh, that's beautiful. She's showing me a photograph of herself, and she's got a dress on with like a lace collar and lace around the sleeves. So she's acknowledging this photograph of herself, and she said, I was good looking in the day. Bless her. Okay. Karen, it sounds like you can take a lot of this as well, and Jeanette, thank you. Right. Yeah. I don't like false teeth, but she's talking about false teeth. She's talking about false teeth here. They normally reference their own false teeth with me, but they're talking about false teeth here. Somebody's quite young and has a palate with a couple of teeth on it. Because my mum's got a couple at the front that on a palate, and she's talking about that. So somebody here would have a couple of teeth on a palate as well that she wants to reference. Okay, bless you. And oh, Karen. Oh wow. Your cousin had red hair and took out. That's awful. Oh, bless. That's awful. I will include her in my prayers. But yeah, I wanted to acknowledge the false teeth. I don't like them, but there we are. Somebody is also saying, this lady actually is saying that somebody went to spirit, but they didn't have the teeth. They didn't have the teeth with them. So I don't know if there was a reason why the teeth couldn't go, but this person in the world of spirit didn't have the teeth with them as they were laid in the coffin. All right. I want to check I haven't moved. I've got a younger male energy that's connecting with me. He's acknowledging his recent passing. Recent for me is between now and 5 years. And he's talking about going in his joggers. He went in his joggers. I don't know if it means that he passed in his joggers or that you dressed him in his joggers to lay him out in his coffin. And a t-shirt, joggers and a t-shirt, because that's what he was comfortable in. And he wouldn't have wanted to be... Oh, I do apologise for anybody who wears a suit on a regular basis, but he said, I didn't want to be trussed up like a chicken. I just wanted to be comfy. And he had joggers and a t-shirt. And I don't know if it was a hoodie or a tracksuit top, but he had... he went in his comfies, and that's how he wanted to go. Bless him. I think I've moved because this lady's just said good night, God bless. So I do think I've moved. I usually like to leave with something nice, but they've just let this young gentleman come in and just said good night, God bless. So Karen and everybody else who was taking messages from this lovely lady, I do apologise, but she's let this young gentleman come in. Adidas joggers, pants, and bless. It does sound like I have moved links. I do apologise. I want to say, if I say Jack the lad, I don't mean that disrespectfully. I want to say I mean it in a fun, lively type of way, and a bit cheeky chappy, and he's a lovely energy. I don't want to go much past my 20s with this young man. So you would understand, please, where he wouldn't have gone like 35 plus. He was much younger than that when he went to Spirit. And he's talking about being underestimated. So people... Jessie Lynn, sorry, I misread your name there. Jessie Lynn, would you understand, please, that people would take him for... They wouldn't give him credit for the things that he did and the things that... Yeah, okay. Because it's like they underestimated me. They never gave me credit for being as clever as I was, or because I like to have a laugh. People thought, oh, you know, but he's a really sensitive young man as well. The young chap I've got with me, really sensitive young chap, and things would have affected him quite deeply. Yeah, he is. He's given me goose flesh on my arms. My hair's all stood up. He's really lovely, and he's a really sensitive young soul. And when people were unkind or didn't give him the credit he didn't think he deserved it, but you know what I mean. It hurt him. It hurt him. You would understand, please, where there was somebody that he'd had crosswords with prior to his passing, if you understand, because he's like showing me butting heads, like, you know, when rams charge each other and they butt heads. And he said, whatever the situation was, it didn't get completely resolved before he transitioned. And he's saying, please let them know it's fine. It's fine. I know if I was around longer, we would have sorted it out. It's okay. Okay. He's talking about somebody around you who is struggling to come to terms with life at the minute, because he's talking about, he's aware of somebody in his circle who's a bit up and down and can't get a handle on themselves, is how he's putting it. I don't know what that means. It's not my place to know these things, but he's just saying there's somebody in his circle that isn't quite getting it at the minute, and they're not settled in themselves. And he's saying he's around them and he's giving them the support he can from where he is in life. Bless him. He is lovely. He's talking about somebody still questioning. I don't know if they're questioning his passing or what this is, but he's saying there's somebody around him that's got questions, and he wants to reassure them that things are coming, but they're being impatient. It's like they're asking spirit, and then saying, but why haven't you dealt with this? And it's like, but you've asked me for 30 things up to now. We can't do everything. And he's just saying, just give us chance. Things will come. And answers will come. Answers will come. Just they're not quite ready. Jessie Lynn, you would understand, please, where you've heard a song recently and you've thought, wow, I was only thinking about you the other day and now I'm hearing this song. And he's talking about tears. He's seen tears. He's seen tears. And he's giving me a handkerchief for you, sweetheart, and saying, we need to dry them. We need to dry them. He knows it's difficult. We need to dry them. Bless. Okay. You would understand the month of March, why I'm being shown the month of March, please. And he's given me some flowers around now. So there's a birthday around now that I need to acknowledge. So end of March, beginning of April. I want to acknowledge a birthday because I've got flowers, so I know it's a celebration, not an anniversary of a passing. His brother's birthday, right? Okay, Jessie, thank you. You would understand where there was talk of oh, bless him. He's talking about something that went with him. It looks to me like an envelope or a photograph or something. I can only see like a white rectangle, but he's putting it down beside him. So he's saying, something went in with me. Something went in with me, please, if you would understand that. And he wants to thank everybody for the words that were spoken, that were said about him. Okay. He wants to acknowledge three, mum and dad and a child, 3 children, 3 boys, 3 girls, I don't know, but he's talking about the 3. And he's also talking about the headache. I don't know who's got a headache, but I've got to talk about a headache, acknowledge a headache. And all right, bless. And my 2 boys and me. Okay, bless you, thank you. And he's talking about a top, his top. You must still have a top that if you sniff it, it's got his deodorant or his aftershave or a smell of his, because it's like, I want to sniff my cardigan. And so there's a top that you have that God love him, cancer spread to his brain. That's tragic. That's so sad. Jessie, would you have talked about, I shouldn't ask a question, I should make a statement, but he's putting a cushion inside my cardigan. You would understand where somebody wants to make something out of some clothing, either a cushion or something, but he's talking about, and he's putting my thumbs up, so he thinks that would be a really nice idea, because it's like he's saying you could hug him through this cushion, if that makes sense. Really random, I am sorry. But that's just how he gave it to me, sweetheart. It's like, it's a cushion and then she can cuddle it, and I'm cuddling her back. So that's what he wants to give me. All right, bless you. He is pulling away from me, sweetheart, but he's just talking about reading a book. I don't know if he was reading a book prior to his passing, but he's talking about there's a book that never got finished. I don't know what this is. And oh, bless. Okay. Oh, that's lovely. There's a book that never got finished that he wants me to reference, and he's talking about the films you watch. So I don't know if you're watching a film with him, or or you've watched his favourite film recently and he was watching it with you, he's telling me. Okay. And as he is pulling back from me, sweetheart, I want to say he's giving me chocolate hearts. I've got chocolate hearts. I don't know whether this is an Easter thing or what this is, but he's talking about chocolate hearts. All right. And all right. And I've got to leave you with a sandwich, sweetheart. I don't know what sandwich this is, but I've got to give you a sandwich from him as well, my darling. And I will leave you with this sandwich and say, God bless you. Thank you so much for... He's got a gorgeous energy, Jessie Lynn. He really has got a beautiful energy. He's a gorgeous soul through and through. He really is. I could sit and work with his energy all day. I really could. And I think he would let me if I was prepared, if I had the time to, but I'm aware that we're coming up towards time. So I want to get another message in before then. Bless you. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. Come on, sweetie. Who else have we got? Right. I've got a gentleman that's standing. The gentleman that's standing with me. He's suddenly put my shoulders back and straightened myself up, and he wants me to put my head up. So this gentleman is all about how you present and how you present yourself to the world. And he's very smart, and that phrase, you never get the second chance to make a first impression, is ringing through my head. So I know that this, oh, bless you, Jessie. That's why he's come through today for you then, sweetheart, if you've got COVID. That's not nice. But yeah, this gentleman is all about, putting your best foot forward. That's been about that tonight a lot, hasn't it? Okay. This gentleman is coming through with a very paternal feel. So father, grandfather, a gentleman who would have been a father figure or an inspiration in your life. And he's also giving me this feeling of being a bit grumpy towards the end of his life, because he felt like he was losing a little bit of his independence and a little bit of this self-reliance. So he had to reach out to people to do different things for him. And he's saying it made me a little bit grumpy sometimes. Bless. He's wanting me to... You can take this, smart man. Mia, listening please then, sweetheart. I've had a sore throat all day, but it's got a lot worse as this gentleman's connecting in with me. So there's something about the throat, a sore throat, or needing to clear his throat a lot that he wants me to acknowledge. And he's right. I'm feeling my hands are rough. I don't have rough calluses on my hands and things, but he's giving me like a rough sandpapery feel on my hands. So I know this gentleman would have worked hard in his life. Mia and Jacqueline, you can take this up to now, and Mel. Okay. Listening then. Oh, you can't take that. No, sorry. Yeah, you can take that, Mel. Sorry, I'm misreading things tonight. This gentleman, you would understand a little bit of confusion with him towards the end of his life, because it's like I'm misreading things that are coming up on screen. I'm getting confused about things. So if you can take that, please. And I want to say that I need to be around the 15th of a month for an anniversary, birthday, or passing. And I need to be around the month of December as well, not just for Christmas, but that's for birthdays, anniversaries, or passings. And okay, so he wants me to sort of get my pointy waggy finger out and say, you're not listening. And he's pulling on my ear and he's saying, you're not listening. He's saying that you need to stop being a soft touch around people, that you need to start digging your heels in a little bit with people and saying, no, that's not happening. That's not what we're doing. We're doing this, this, and this because that's what we need to do. We're not just going to be airy-fairy about things. And he wants to really say, put your foot down with a firm hand, so to speak. And he, okay. Yeah. And he's saying, at the minute you're like, no, I don't want to do that. And then it's like, no. Oh, go on then. And it's like, no, not for an easy life. No, you need to stand up for yourself, and you understand being, what he's given me is like a tug of war rope wrapped around your middle, and some people are pulling this way and some people are pulling this way, and you want to go straight ahead, but you're like, oh, I'll go over there because that's easiest and they're shouting loudest. No, you go straight ahead if that's where you want to go. Let them go wherever they want to go. You go where you want to go, and stop it. Please close your purse or your wallet, because it's we have this sometimes. Could I borrow? And you give it, and then it never comes back. So how's it borrow? That's what he's saying. You might as well just say, can I have? And that would be more to the point. So yeah, you need to shut your purse a little bit. I was just going to say, can you click a light on while you stood up, please? There we go. Oh no, people don't want to see that. Switch it back off. Yeah, shut your purse, shut your purse, or shut your wallet. All right. No, I don't like doing this, but he's talking about £50. I don't know if you've been looking at something that's cost £50 but he's talking about £50, £50. I don't know why I need to give you I'm not giving you £50. I can't give you £50. There isn't £50 in my wallet, but he's talking about £50. So I don't know where that fits in, or if you've been, like I say, you've been looking at something and it's about £50. But he needs to talk about that. And new shoes. He's saying new shoes. You need new shoes, or you've just bought new shoes, but there's new shoes that he wants to reference as well. And I need to talk about shutting a door. There's a door that either doesn't shut well, or you need to sort of tug it and pull it to make it shut. But he's like really heaving on a door and wanting to shut it. All right. Okay. And I want to be decorating. Somebody's talked about decorating or has just decorated, because I'm redecorating, refreshing as well. And he's talking about, all right, the decorating is sorted, but then the carpet doesn't quite go, so perhaps we just need to look at a new carpet. Oh, the carpet means that the sofa doesn't go. So, and he's saying, yeah, I can see what's coming. It was just the same when I was here. And it's just the same when I was here. All right. Somebody has them. Come on. All right. Give me that again. I can't quite get it. He's in the bathroom and he's saying that there's either a dripping tap or there's an issue with the tap. So please, if you know where this is, sort it, because it's annoying him. This drip. So he's talking about the tap and paperwork that needs sorting out. There's a pile of paperwork that needs sorting out, and it's like, if you don't get on with it now, it's never ever going to get done. It's never ever going to get done. So please start sorting out the paperwork that needs doing. Insurances. either his insurance wasn't, there was an issue with his insurance, and he's saying it's like red tape. So, but don't give up with it. Don't give up with it. Just keep on going, and it will get sorted out. Please, would you look at like the last 18 months and look at now and see just how far you've come? He's putting my thumbs up. He's saying, give yourself some credit and a pat on the back, because if let me get this right. If somebody had told you 18 months, 2 years ago that you'll be doing the stuff you're doing now, you'd have laughed and said, I can't do that. Look at where you are. Give yourself some credit for what you've done. Thumbs up to the younger people. They're a credit. And he wants to really say, well done. Bless you. And I need, okay. As he's pulling his energy back from me, please, I need to talk about apple pie. Somebody would make apple pie and somebody would put raisins or currants in it. I don't know why that's significant, but he needs me to acknowledge that. And all right, and somebody makes custard, and I don't mean makes custard with bird's powder. They make it like I make custard, which is egg yolks and sugar and vanilla and milk, and you make custard like that, not out of a tin. And what else? Okay. I've got scrambled eggs on toast. Somebody likes scrambled eggs on toast, but somebody could only eat like scrambled egg and porridge and stuff towards the end of their life. He needs me to acknowledge that before he goes. And somebody has too many sugars in their tea. He's telling me I'm counting at least 4 that I've got in my coffee at the minute, and I don't take any, so it's bizarre. But yeah, and he's going now, but as he's leaving me, he's given me this beautiful bouquet of red and pink roses, which is my signs for love and affection from the world of spirit. But he is handing me a single rose, which usually means for me that he's giving back a rose that was given to him for his funeral. So either somebody put a rose in with him, or somebody put a rose on his coffin before it went into the crematorium, or before it was put in the ground. But he's handing it back to me. He's saying, thank you for holding my hand. That meant a lot. And thank you for kissing me on the forehead. Thank you for kissing me on the forehead. And he has gone, and I will say good night, God bless. Thank you so much for working with me, Thundersley. It's been an absolute joy to work with you again. Thank you all for all your support and for all of the lovely messages that I've been seeing going up in the night, during the night. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Tony. Lovely messages from you as always. Really enjoy having you with us here at Thundersley. We will come back to you shortly for the closing prayer, if that's all right.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
Super. Okay. Good evening, friends. Thank you for joining us. Our regulars will know that at the end of the service, Frank from our church draws 3 cards from an oracle pack. Each one of the 3 cards is marked with a crystal. So it's just so that you can take something away, a positive, uplifting message for the week ahead. So let's see what Frank has got for us this week.
Good evening. Our first crystal is the rose quartz, and if you've chosen that, the card that goes with it is the card for the bee. So when we look at the card and we look at the bees, this tells you that you have been met with a wonderful opportunity. Well, now is the time to step up and play your part in your community and be grateful for whatever part you play in that community. When we look at the bee, we see an insect that lives very much as we do in a community. Every member of the hive has its part to play and its place in the hive. And regardless of whether it is the humble worker or whether it is the queen bee, everyone in the hive has a part to play, and without any one of them, things would not run as smoothly as they should. We have those who go out and spend all day collecting nectar and bringing it back to the hive, and we have those in the hive who will spend their time cleaning the hive and keeping it neat and tidy and making sure everything is in the right place. We also have those whose duty is to protect and look after the queen bee. And the queen bee is the head of the hive. She is the most important person in there. But every part and every duty in that hive, no matter how humble or how high it may be, are all important. And life is like that for us. We may feel the task we perform, the job we have, is quite menial and of little importance. Or we may feel that we are the one at the top of the tree and that we are all important. But the lesson we learn from this card is that we are actually all equal. We actually all have that part to play. And to go back to where I started, without any one of us, however menial our task is or how important we think we are, without us being there, our community would not run as smoothly as it should. Very important lesson in that. Our second crystal this evening is citrine, and if you've chosen that, then the card that goes with that is the card for the owl. We look at this card, a lovely picture, a lot of detail in it, but the main character, the owl, is the one who is important. The owl, as we all know, is a creature of great wisdom and one we should look up to and listen to in our time of need. The owl flies high above the ground. It hovers for a long time. It chooses its time carefully and decides what it wants. And when it sees its target on the ground, it makes a decision. And it deals immediately with that decision. It drops to the ground, opens its talon, grabs its prey, and flies high into the sky where others cannot take it from him. And the lesson there for us is, wait until you see what is really right for you. Don't take the first thing you see. Take what you really want. And wait until the moment is right. And when you feel the moment is right, then like the owl, drop like a stone. Open your talons, grasp it with both hands, and take it away to a place of safety and protect it. Also on this card we see that the owl is carrying a scroll. This says you have nothing to fear because everything has been carefully planned out for you and everything will be right for you. You just need to be patient and follow the plan that has been decided. And we also see again This is featuring quite a bit in our cards at the moment, the butterfly, a symbol of transformation and new beginnings. And we also see we have the moon, the new moon, which in turn also is bringing new beginnings and new times and better times for us. I think that's a beautiful card. Our third crystal is the amethyst, and if you've chosen that, then the card for you tonight is the ram. When we look at this card, we see the two rams locked horns together, and we see lightning coming from the clouds. And we look at this card, and what we understand is that this is a time of conflict. This is the time when these two animals are the immovable force, and neither of them wants to give way. But the true message of this card is, although you may feel from time to time, maybe even now, that you are locked in a situation with someone where neither of you is prepared to give way, and all that is creating is further conflict. So the message with the card is that don't be like the rams. Don't stand your ground regardless of what happens. Be prepared to look at the bigger picture. Be prepared perhaps to compromise, and be prepared even perhaps to apologise and step away from the situation. It also tells you that it's very important to choose your battles wisely. There will always be some you cannot win, and there will always be others that are worth fighting for. And it is important to choose which one you go for, because in that way you will minimise the stress and the conflict that the situation is bringing to you, and you may even find a more peaceful solution to what is going on in your life at the moment. So if this is you, if this is how you feel, now is a time for reflection, a time to think what is best action to take and what decision is best to follow. Hope that has been good advice for somebody. 3 very good cards there, with a lot of good encouragement and a lot of good support and advice. And I hope they have helped all of you. Thank you very much.
Lovely. Thank you, Frank. 3 lovely cards for the week ahead. Okay, let's go back to Tony now then for the closing prayer. We'll then play Grant Us Thy Peace, the closing Vesper. Over to you, Tony. And you are on mute at the moment.
Sorry, I hadn't realised I'd done that. Thank you again for a lovely evening, everybody. Could we blend our energies together? Great Spirit, Father, Mother, God, we thank you for this opportunity of gathering together as friends tonight in your name. I wish to thank you for the messages that have been shared, the messages of truth, proof, love and upliftment. Father, I now ask that the veil be closed between the two realms until we come together again. And as always, Lord, I say, when in times of struggle, we ask not that you move the mountain, but merely give us the strength to climb. Amen.
I'd like to say a huge thank you to you, Tony, for tonight's service, for the address earlier, and of course the lovely messages. Always great to have you with us, and hopefully see you again soon. Thank you to Michael as well, who's been in the background on the comments, always keeping up with things there. Very important job as well. So thank you, Michael. Thank you to Chris King, who's our medium in church, who did the opening prayer if you were with us earlier. Thank you to Donna for chairing in church. Thank you to Peter for the Bible reading. Thank you to Frank for the cards, as always. And thank you all for watching. Hope you can join us again next Sunday. Good night.